Let's continue to pass open guard, applying the folding pass, this time setting the technique up from the lasso. When we're looking to pass the lasso, there's a lot of different variations which your opponent can employ. Typically though, what you see in the modern day is a lasso guard with a foot dangling on the inside here. Now, opponents can also play a little bit more shallow with a foot on the shoulder or a bit deeper, but I think most people now play in this mid-range. What we're gonna look to do is stuff the other leg inside the headquarters first and orient our feet so our knees are pinching in. We're looking to roll to the inner edges of our feet so that we have good lateral drive in our hips, both directions. We're gonna look to make a grip on the side of our opponent's ribs and anchor ourselves in this position. Your outside hand can find the collar. Now, from here, what we're going to look to do is pass our opponent's foot deeper into the lasso. So as my opponent goes to move me, it feels strong, I pass their foot in deeper. Now that the foot is past the line of my bicep, I can begin to place my chin on top of their knee. So if he tries to retract his knee back out, it's very hard. I'm gonna kick my leg back, open my leg out wide, and re-swallow his legs together. From here now, we're gonna shove his legs down using our chest and shoulders and begin to apply our head tight to our opponent's chest. Our arm is still stuck inside the lasso at this point, but typically speaking, our opponent is gonna begin to either let go or frame away, allowing us to take our hand out. We switch our hand using our shoulder as a pivot point on their thigh to control their back. And now we have the folding pass. Notice here we're a little more shallow than we'd like to be. So as my opponent moves, it's very important we get ready to follow up and eat up some space. Looking to find the knee shelf, a knee hug, switch our head, continue along the pass. This is one of the harder techniques to apply, as the lasso is a very dynamic position. The most important part though is to get set in your base. So the first thing is I stuff the leg, I pinch my knees together, I control his collar. As my opponent begins to move me around, I don't rush here. I control both collars, I drive my knee in the back of his hamstring, and I let my opponent kind of tire out. I don't want to try this technique when they're still fresh and when they have a lot of mobility in their hips, as now maybe they can scoop under me and make their guard a little bit stronger. So I take my time, I find the timing to pass his foot a little deeper. When his foot's on my shoulder, it's very hard for me just to pass it inside, so I have to press with my knuckles against my opponent's ribs and flare my shoulder down to make this space bigger, tuck his foot. You then take your hand to his knee, pull it tighter, and place your chin on top. From here, I kick my leg back and over. Notice how my left shin is at a 45-degree angle, driving into his hamstring, making it hard for him to scoop his hips. If you try to scoop his hips around, it's very hard. Welcome to the folding pass. Connect my grips. I can apply the forearm staple or hook. From another angle, my opponent has the lasso. All right. He has a nice lasso, maybe he has a grip on my collar. I place his leg between, I pinch my knees together. I control the collar. I let my opponent try to move a little bit, and I follow him. I wait for the timing, get past his foot deeper, pull, find the folding pass. When my hand is on the collar, I'm pulling him in and starting to put my shoulder weight down so I can stake my hand out. Arm staple. So one more time. I anchor my hand to the collar. I push the leg in between, pinch my knees. Control the collar. From this position, notice I'm pinching my knees down on the inner edges of my feet. My partner tries to move me around. My base is very strong. I can walk one way, tuck his foot in. Push his knee in deeper so I can cover it with my chin. The function of my chin here is to prevent him from pulling his lasso back out. It's very hard. And make the folding pass.